The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You found The Local Show right here on 570 WSYR 106.9 FM. We are broadcasting from the Zoe Advertising Studios, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement. And you can see us on YouTube, which means you can see Steve in all his glory.
All my glory?
Yes, on there. Well, again, with your unbranded material
So
on.
here's the story, Tom. You ready for the story?
What?
It all kind of wore out.
Yeah.
So a lot of, I look back. You ever see a picture from like 5-6 years ago and you're like, I still have that shirt. Guess what? You and I have spilled on ourselves.
A lot.
Okay.
Yes,
and over time, things just become missing because my wife says things and I quote, you're not going to wear that. Yeah. And it's gone because I am really, I've got to wear some shirts.
We give you a generous account. So you should go out and get your stuff.
I'm really low on Zoe wear, but I'll crank some up. But you're right.
There to what's his name? Abel
Ramirez Gonzalez at Baver Uniform. He's got that machine rolling right there. He does.
All right. We've been talking with Zach Harding. He is a sales executive and an energy advisor over at Mirabito Energy, and we're learning his story and Mirabito's story and all that.
He's like you, Tom.
How is that?
He's got gas.
Oh, yes. He's got gas. All kinds of gas. You know, it's funny. Over the past, several decades, I think that people have become acquainted with the fact that you can have a different supplier.
Right.
But then all of these businesses popped up, and a lot of them popped out.
Right.
Mirabito's been around for a while.
For 98 years, I think now.
Yeah, goodness.
Wow. Yep.
So why do they have the staying power, and why do these other people flare up and flame out?
I think a lot of it is culture, from the top down, and right now they are, fourth generational family ran. So, the culture at the company is, unmatched. The decisions that are being made, the strategy, the direction, they're always looking forward. I think it's just a great company to be a part of, and I think they do a lot in the community as well. So I think the community realizes kind of, this is a company that, we want to stick around, which is great.
So somebody has a company, a small business, or, do they have to have a flame-throwing plant to make molten steel, or can they be
just like us? Yeah, a small office.
So can you repeat that?
Does it be a big manufacturer uses a ton of electricity or gas, or can like a regular?
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't.
Anybody take advantage of savings.
It could be a small office like this, or it could be Destiny USA.
So do you just and I don't know your process, but so can you just look at the bill and go, okay, here's your kilowatt hour, or however you do that thing, and they're spending $600 or $1,600 a month, and you go, hang on. Would you like to save and make it $500 or $1,400? And they go, well, what's the catch?
Right.
Do you get some of that?
It's always the question.
Yeah. What is the catch? What's the catch? Yeah, so what's the catch, Zach?
All we need from a commercial business is either their utility account number with National Grid or a copy of a bill. And then we take that information, we scrub their past usage, with our back office team, both electric and natural gas wise, see what they're using kilowatt hours and therms a month and a year for energy. And then we run an analysis. We kind of get what program they're on now. If they're, the utility is the default supplier in every case.
Right, of course.
So if they aren't familiar with energy supply companies like ourselves, they're probably going through National Grid as a default supplier, which means you're paying a different rate every month. It's a variable rate, just a market rate. So that's why your bill goes up and down every month, because you are, just on floating with the market. Mm-hmm. And where we come in is we offer that same kind of variable rate as well, but we also offer fixed prices too. So we can fix somebody's price, 1, 2, 3 years out. So you're paying the same amount every month.
Prices change all the time.
Right.
So you're kind of taking a risk.
Huge risk. It's a
Right.
huge risk, and our back office team is awesome. Where we have a great hedging. We hedge every week. We buy a lot of the energy up front too. So
wow.
that's where we can lock somebody into a certain cost at that time for a couple of years, because we're buying a lot of the energy up front for a fixed
So
cost.
if someone's spending, they got a small business, they're spending a couple grand a month, or maybe a decent sized small business, how much can you really save them?
It depends. It also depends on kind of, what they're looking for. If they're looking for just, strictly a cost saving, versus what plan they're on now, we can try to come up with a plan for that. If they're looking for more price consistency, where they just want to know what they're paying every month, that's where our fixed prices can kind of come into play too.
So either way, they probably saved, yes?
Right, and it also depends timing-wise. It depends on, where the market is at that time, if it's a high or low market at that time, and then we can lock them in when it's low, just to, beat the market, when it is high and when it does go up.
Yeah.
Do you have issues with the government and restrictions and things like that? I mean, well, and I shouldn't say restrictions, but changing rules all the time, both
Right.
federally and New York State. Is that tough?
Yeah,
to navigate?
It is tough, but we, that's where we kind of hang our hat on too, is we just, we keep our customers informed with the, evolving changes in the state.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our, state regulation is almost, more important than federal regulation,
Okay.
when it comes to New York State energy. So we just keep a pulse on things for the customers, and then, we let them know if there is a change, just so they're not, caught off guard.
So you're like the expert in the space. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. No.
I'll
'cause
take it.
Tom says that, and we're always how should I say this? We're not big fans of government over control and over regulation, because it
Right.
makes everything cost more.
Right.
And energy, okay, you can use this pump, you can use this gas,
Right.
you have to drive this car. That kind of stuff makes me a little nuts. But you kind of are the broker of that. So if a business owner maybe wants to save a little money, I mean, it really kind of goes in there. I mean, if you're saving them $300 a month, the $3,600 a year, Tom, that's what that would be. That's money that goes right in their pocket.
Right.
That they would have just
back
spent.
into the business, or, do
we
whatever
go.
you need. Yeah, absolutely. We can't change the laws, the regulations,
Right,
right?
yeah,
But, we like to keep a pulse on everything, just to, let our customers know what is going on.
How many people are in your role?
At Mirabito?
At Mirabito.
So we have 5 reps in my division.
Okay.
So you guys have a lot of gas.
We have a lot of gas.
And the reason
More
why
ways than one.
I ask that is I think that my theory, at least on some of those other businesses that have popped up and popped out, is that they would hire, 25, 30 people who really didn't know what they were doing. Then they blanket the area, and they're coming in and they're just, grabbing people's bills, and it's kind of a little unscrupulous.
Like the insurance industry.
Right. Whereas you guys are definitely more dedicated, more educated, and
Yeah, we have 3, seasoned reps that have been here, anywhere from 5 to 15 years. I'm, 2 years in. We have another guy who's been here, about a year. But just as a company, we do things, morally right by the customer. We're always looking out for the customer. We've never had a PSC complaint.
So Mirabito.com, Mirabito. Is that correct?
That is correct.
.com. And if they want to reach out to you, Zach, you're offering your number. Hey, you can call Zach direct, 315. That's the big area code, Tom.
Yes.
506-3554. Did I have that right?
That is correct.
So maybe get a quote, maybe save some bucks, or have a conversation. 506-3554. Zach Harding, thanks for joining us.